And these Democrats, they want you to stay on that side, on the plantation, quite literally. You have Roland Martin, who quite literally is acting like he's the black gatekeeper of politics and things of that nature. Long story short, we did a video on Stephen A. Smith finding out the truth about January 6th and even the notion that Trump is telling the truth and the Democrats have been lying. Roland Martin replied to him and we reacted to that. And now Stephen A. Smith is replying to Roland Martin's reply. Roland Martin pretty much said that Stephen A. Smith don't know what the hell he's talking about. Let's dive into it.
Take a listen.
I have no idea what the hell Stephen A. was just talking about. I know Stephen A. I respect Stephen A. Stephen A., you know sports. On this, you know what the hell you talking about.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So basically, not only is he insinuating that Stephen A. Smith doesn't possess the ability to be able to look at the information regarding January 6th and reach his own conclusion, he's also saying that his own audience can't do that same thing. He's given this entitled, kind of, sitting high on the mountain sort of position. Like, hey, I know everything. You know nothing. Stick to what you know. Yeah.
Like, I literally have no idea what the hell he was talking about there. How he's pissed off and the Democrats and Trump said stuff was rigged. And y'all, MAGA is running that clip everywhere.
You see how I hate how he does this. He summarizes the actual context into frivolous talking points. You know what I mean? He'd take all the context that Stephen A. brought up and just reduce it down and make it seem like it's nothing.
Oh, they are saying, see, even Stephen, the truth. They always know the truth. Go to my iPad. Associated Press, Fact Focus, Inspector General's January 6th report misrepresented as proof of FBI setup. The basis of what the right has been saying is that January 6th was fine. It was great. It was wonderful. But the FBI, it was a setup. The FBI, they were behind the whole deal.
Yeah, I mean, did you not see the videos of the police officers changing their gear and also being warned about Antifa and all that? Okay.
Agents, they were the ones who were starting stuff. That's the report. And so when Stephen A. is going on and they said here, making Trump out to be true. No, he lied. He lied.
Couple of things. First off, Roland Martin, nice touch with the cowboy hat. You should wear it more often. It's fitting of you. You are from Texas, after all. You're a Texans fan, if I remember correctly. So it's more apropos that you put on that hat even more so than I do. So good look there. But nice try. Ain't gonna work this way. Before I get into it any further, let me show my audience exactly what Roland Martin was replying to when he said, I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. This is what he was responding to that had him all up in the tizzy. Take a listen.
Let's do it.
The news comes amidst a bombshell report from the Justice Department that revealed the FBI had at least 26 confidential informants on the ground when the Capitol was stormed on January 6, 2021.
That's a fact.
The report says most of the informants engaged in illegal activity during the chaos. The Justice Department says only 3 of its 26 informants present had been instructed to observe potential domestic terrorist suspects on the day of the riot.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the 23 appeared to have gone to the Capitol on their own accord.
On their own accord. Does that not register in Roland Martin's head? He don't. He just want to play semantics. He want to, he try to flip everything and, make the facts seem. If anything makes Donald Trump seem like he is right when he is right, Roland Martin is just totally against it. It's deranged.
Upon hearing news of the report, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance posted the following on X, quote, "For those keeping score at home, this was labeled a dangerous conspiracy theory months ago," End quote. Didn't hear anything about that for the election. Didn't hear anything about that when the quote unquote insurrection was broached by Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee. The belief that Donald Trump was a danger to democracy and using this as a profound, illuminating bullet point to make that case. And now here we are yet again finding even more evidence to Donald Trump's claims when he articulated that the process is rigged.
Yeah.
My big issue is that I'm really, really sick and tired of every time I turn around finding something else that the Democrats have lied about or downplayed or misrepresented along the way. I mean, I see Republicans like Megyn Kelly or Officer Tatum or Candace Owens.
Oh, this is why Roland Martin's mad. His channel didn't get shouted out. Ooh, and all these conservatives are being. Ooh, okay. It hurt his little hard.
Or, you know, the Sean Hannitys of the world. You know what I'm getting tired of? You know what I'm getting to the Democratic Party. You know what I'm getting really pissed off about?
What's that, man? Go ahead, tell
I'm
me.
getting really ticked off at every time they open their mouth about something pertaining to y'all, they seem right to make the case that the right had a monopoly on insidious, evil tendencies, corrupt tendencies, duplicitous, hypocritical, untruthful tendencies.
Come on now.
And every time they made those accusations, we turn around and find out
That is the Democrats.
that at least some of them are guilty of the same shit.
I
don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of all of it. I'm sick of all of it.
Same.
They've actually made Donald Trump look like he was right instead of them.
Because he was.
That is what Roland Martin is responding to. That is what he is saying. He doesn't understand what the hell I'm talking about and what I'm saying when he brings that up. First of all, let me say this about Roland Martin. Not hangout buddies or anything like that, but we are friends. He's a guest on this show anytime I ask him to. I respect his knowledge, and he is absolutely right. This is his lane, not mine. Sports is my thing. This is what he does. I get that. But I am allowed to be an expert on what the hell comes out of my mouth and what I believe I said. And that is why I clap back respectfully at my man Roland Martin, not his panelists chirping and mimicking and laughing and giggling in the sideline like anybody know who the hell they are. I ain't talking about them. That's a waste of my time. I'm talking about my brother Roland Martin here.
Mm-hmm.
When you say you don't understand or you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and you have a panel to piggyback and parrot every syllable you uttered, well, why are you doing it if you didn't understand what I'm talking about?
Come on now.
Why am I getting attacked if you don't comprehend or understand what I was saying? If it's convoluted, why not ask me to come on and clarify? Why not talk to me and say, what exactly is it that you're trying to say? That is not what Roland Martin did, ladies and gentlemen. What he did instead was marry my thoughts to these extreme conspiracy theories that the MAGA right might have put out there about the FBI.
I told you, anytime anybody shows a hint of Trump is right kind of, support, or any hint that Trump was, the Democrats, are failing to some degree, Roland Martin comes up and he attacks them. Like, it's crazy.
Having some pivotal role in what transpired on January 6th, 2021. That's what he was doing. Look at this right here. Look at this report from the DOJ. It reads, confusion and lack of coordination contributed to the FBI's inaccurate report to Congress that had canvassed field offices. After January 6th, the FBI reported to Congress that it had directed its field officers prior to January 6th to canvass their CHSS-4 information concerning threats in connection with the January 6th electoral certification. However, as noted, we found that no canvassing of field officers for source information had occurred. We found that the FBI statements to Congress were not intentionally inaccurate, and that confusion and lack of coordinated communications contributed to the inaccurate reporting. Why do I bring that up?
Because Roland Martin over here saying that the report that you just read wasn't factual whatsoever, and then he brings up that fact-checking report, and yeah, I'm following.
It doesn't convict the FBI. It doesn't authenticate or validate assertions from the MAGA right that somehow the FBI was corrupt and they manipulated the proceedings to, invoke or provoke violence at the U.S. Capitol that ultimately will be blamed on Donald Trump. That's not what I was saying. What I was saying is, why the hell are we hearing about this now? What took the report so damn long? How come we didn't hear about this before the election? And is it possible that the reason why we didn't hear about it before the election is because folks on the left wanted to marry January 6th completely and totally and utterly to Donald Trump?
Preach now.
Is that clear enough? Since y'all got people chirping in since you got people chirping in your studio, let me chirp to people in my studio. Brandon, is that clear enough? Yep. Is that clear enough, man? I think it is. But let me go a step further. I'm a registered independent. There's people on Roland Martin Unfiltered. By the way, watch that. The brother's brilliant. I got love for him.
Oh, that's the problem right there, my guy. Like, you out here, to keeping Roland Martin as as the word is bond for black people in politics. When you're clearly pointing out inaccuracies and, for so long, man, people have been dealing with the sensationalized presentation that Roland Martin gives. I'm not saying that every single thing that he says is inaccurate. I'm just saying that a lot of his stuff is centered around race baiting. You know what I mean? Sensationalism, and also being a shield for the Democrats. I don't think that he's a great plug.
Got over 1.5 million subscribers. Ain't trying to dissuade anybody from watching my man Roland Martin, because I watch him. What I'm saying is these people that were behind the scenes before they came on as your panelists, I recall one person saying, I either need to know what the hell I'm talking about or admit that I'm 100% MAGA.
That's the problem with people, bro. They just, if you have a thought that goes against theirs, you're automatically a radical on the other side, bro. They conclude you like that. It sucks.
I got news for you. I'm neither. I don't completely know all the intricate details, nor am I MAGA. I'm a registered independent who voted for Kamala Harris. Oh, by the way, they tried to sit up there and say, I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, I thought y'all were about facts. I did vote for her. I have my issues. I have my reservations.
I mean, I'm going off your word, man. I'm just saying, we know that your common sense, man, it's just hard to believe.
But I was unapologetic about who I was voting for, and I was very transparent about it. Where's your facts? So you get to engage in innuendo, express frustration, but I can't? Why not? Every time we turn around, all I was trying to say is that something repeatedly comes up that gives the right fodder to say, see, look what they did.
I would just say facts do that. You know what I mean? It's not that they giving us a right to be able to say, ha ha, look. It's us going, ha ha, we told you so. And look, it's not like we're just, how do I say this? We're just having a great dance with luck right now. That's not the case.
When President Joe Biden decided to pardon his son Hunter, I got no problems with that.
He lied. That's the problem we have.
But I did have a problem with them lying about it for months, saying, We're about the rule of law. We're about the rule of law. We're about the rule of law. He said he's not going to pardon Hunter. They're about the rule of law, the rule of law, the rule of law. And then all of a sudden he pardons him and you hear crickets. So here come the right again. See, they're lying. I've often joked about people like Sean Hannity and other conservatives that I know that if you are a Republican and you shot somebody in broad daylight on Fifth Avenue in New York City, the first words that would come out of their mouth is the Democrats did it first.
What?
Because their real salty position is not about acting like they're holier than thou. It's about the Democrats always acting like they're on a higher moral ground and they're above board when one nugget of evidence after another always comes forth showing us they're not. That is frustrating for somebody who doesn't know all the facts and intricate details and studies this night and day like Roland Martin.
Mm-hmm. Dang, that's a great point, though.
Everybody's industry or chosen profession isn't following what's happening on Capitol Hill and everything associated with it. People working 9 to 5s, taking care of families, getting stuck in traffic for 2 hours a day, preoccupied with an abundance of other things, relying on others to give them information, but also frustrated that everybody's got to spin. Yep. That's all I was saying. I didn't take a definitive position against anybody into perpetuity. I'm simply making the point that it gets frustrating to see little nuggets of intel always leaking out, usually after the fact, incriminating one side or the other all the damn time.
And I'm just happy that at least this independent is having that realization. I just wish more Democrats would have this self-awareness about not only themselves, but about their whole camp, their whole left side. Like, honestly, man, it's okay to realize that people aren't perfect and you guys aren't going to get everything right. You haven't gotten everything right. In fact, I would make the argument that you guys have been demonizing the Republican or the right side or even independents for the things that you actually do and actually represent. You know, Roland Martin going after you because you actually had an independent thought is something that I know all too well. And us conservatives or us on the right side of things, we know all too well.
And Roland Martin will come up with his facts and he'll spew them out for the world to know. That doesn't erase the perception. And Roland Martin, you know this better than me, bruh. Perceptions provoke people's attitude while they walk to the polls, even more so than the facts. It's not that the facts don't matter, but that they always seem so debatable. Ultimately, it comes back to how you feel. Am I clear enough, B? Am I convoluted now, fellas, ladies? I'm a frustrated voter. I watched the Democrats get their ass kicked. I watched them in the aftermath of the election literally say, well, Trump really didn't win the popular vote. I mean, he didn't get 50% of the vote. Who cares? He won the popular vote. He won the electoral college vote. He won all the swing states. He increased in practically every demographic. And you got people coming on the airways. Well, it really wasn't a referendum against the Democratic Party because, you know what? He didn't get 50% of the vote. He didn't get 50% of the popular vote. Really? They got the White House, the House, and the Senate. I was speaking macro. I was just saying, hey, yet another thing that they can point to stake some claim to how they've been victimized by the hands of the left.
One thing that I definitely want to point out that's interesting about this response is when you look at Roland Martin's response, his initial response to Stephen A. Smith, he did a whole lot of, how do I say it? It's feud. no disrespect, but I call it like female banter, where it's just a whole lot of, insults. He don't know what he talking about. Oh, this such and such and this such and such. Oh my God, where the hell is his brain? And where the hell is this? Oh, give a damn and You do a lot of that attacking type crap, just to try to minimalize everything that you say. Roland, Stephen A. Smith, while I may not agree with everything, his viewpoints on everything or whatever the case, minus the facts, obviously, like viewpoint on watching Roland Martin and all that other stuff. While I don't agree, I can't say I appreciate the way that he delivered this, man, without trying to insult him, without trying to, dumb down his platform. He did have heavy criticism towards his Roland Martin's co-hosts and things of that nature, but, I felt like it was within reason. But Roland Martin, man, to me, he's been a joke. He is a puppet in a slave-controlled talking points for his political party, which is the Democrats. I don't know, man. I appreciate him for addressing this topic for sure. Let's read a few comments. Roland Martin was never your friend. The sooner you get that, better for you. I got no problem with allowing Biden and Hunter to break the law. A clown. Pretty much that what they was talking about, Roland Martin. I understand you voted for Kamala because you felt Trump was too divisive for the country. All the things held equal. Okay. Roland Martin, it was cracking his whip on you. Stay in line with the left or become the enemy. That's quite literally exactly what he attempted to do.